All right, what's good, y'all? It's your boy No Name. Get right into it. I'm kind of late, right? It's the news cycle has already been hitting in one videos because I don't know how to do quick videos like that yet. We're figuring it out. So, quick 3 day recap, right? Today it's Tuesday evening. Recording this starting Sunday evening. We started getting teasers because that was Monday, New Zealand, right? This week, 20 less than 24 hours from less than 48 hours, my bad, from when this is being recorded. We're gonna get patch notes. That's gonna be hype. Let me get you guys caught up on some of the stuff that I've seen so far, some thoughts that I've seen. So this video, we're gonna start out with support setup in far because I think these are probably the easiest to hit. As I don't think you can talk too much about these without seeing the numbers for them, right? I can't do anything with them. I can't really put them in builds. I can like guess at some numbers. So first off, we have trauma support, which like okay, so I would show you the video, but like I'm gonna be honest with you, this video is not really that awe-inspiring. Here's the only thing you need to see from the whole video. You ready? Look at the top left of the screen. Boom, boom. There's trauma stacks. And you can see that the skill is not is not Boneshatter. Look at that. Look at that. I think that's like Hongor's undying mate on the mate. Actually, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So the 7 stacks of trauma support. It literally is the trauma stat from Boneshatter, but it's not support. What that means for both Boneshatter and for the support, who knows? Currently, my guess is that it definitely signals that there's gonna probably be a Boneshatter nerf. That's my guess. Not really praying for it or anything. Like it's very likely because I imagine they would allow Boneshatter. Um, Couple cool things regarding the support though. One, if I use Bone Shatter and Trauma support, will I build up 2 trauma stacks per attack? I really hope the answer is yes. I have a feeling the answer is no. Two, are they going to cap trauma? Please don't. It's probably what they're going to do, but please don't. Three, is incoming trauma damage going to be the same using the support as it is with Bone Shatter? And 3A, because they're related, is if I use Bone Shatter and trauma, I'm gonna take double damage. Like, am I just gonna be like absolutely wrecking myself? These are all really cool questions to think about. Overall, big fan. I'm kind of a fan of trauma becoming a scaling mechanic. It's the same way that I kind of feel about the intensity mechanic. Well, the intensity granted went the opposite direction, but I just like that in general. Intensity on intensify and pinpoint, and then they made crackling lance later. I think I want to say that was ice. Maybe ritual. I can't remember exactly what the song. Maybe that was expedition. Either way, they made Crackling Lance and integrated into intense. And so I just like the idea of there being a dedicated place to get a mechanic, other ways to access it. Characters. I think that's pretty neat. We'll see what with the that's one of the three. Without so far each day we've gotten a support something related to like mapping. And I'm gonna do the mapping stuff in a separate video because I have a lot more Spellblade support. This is the second one that we got shown. This is basically just Battle Mage. This video, by the way, this trailer, I just want to talk about it real quick. This trailer sucks. And it's like not even because like anything none of it, but it's just like Spellblade support, but when you look at the character, there's no blade. Like those are maces. In fact, those look like scepters. Now, those are I think are optimal use case for the support, but like I was just thinking like scepters. So spell supported by spell blade support have an added spell damage equal to a percentage of the damage of the equipped one hand weapons. Couple questions at hand. One, is it going to count both melee weapons, or is it going to be one, then the other, then one, then the other? This is the dual wielding question, right? Two, what is the percentage on this going to be, right? The math that I found, so just some stuff to put in reference. The T1 roll of this stat of like so adds lightning damage, like as the attack roll on a foil, for example. That roll is the exact same at a borderline max roll as a level 20 added lightning damage. So what percentage are we getting here to make this better than using a added damage lightning as a added lightning damage support alongside the adds lightning damage to spells modifier on weapons? That's one question. The number I'm pitching in my head is that it needs 140 to ballpark range while. Um, two, relatedly, just as a cool thing to think about, by the way, guys, if the percentage on this is good, I think it's good. I think this will be awesome because it'll open up using some much better bases for casters potentially. Potentially. Because crafting is still a little caster weapon. But potentially you get like caster foils, for example, for crit multi. I think double foil casters have get 70% crit multi. Right. So there's some potential here. The other big questions are again back to the dual wielding point, right? How does this interact if I am dual wielding while using Battle Mage and Spellblade support? And relatedly, if I'm using Spellblade support and Battle Mage, does that work? Because it's like I asked those questions in an opposite order than I feel like they should be, right? Spellblade support should be for in Battle Mage. Do they work together? Should be one. And then the sub question is now, assuming they do work together, but if Spellblade works differently with dual wielding than Battle Mage, do they work? How do they work together? I would love some clarification on this as well. These are things I probably imagine are going to be in patch notes. It's just me putting the thoughts out there so that they're accessible when we talk patch notes, right? Um, that's my thoughts on Spellblade. I think has potential to be really cool. As long as they don't launch the numbers too soy, right? Like the numbers on this need to actually be good to justify experimenting with it, talking about crafting weapons. And oh, right, I had one more. Is something going to happen to Scepters because of this? Because really noticeable to Scepters are in fact one-hand melee weapons. And they get a caster weapon pool. So I can't tell if they meant to make a support to try to force us onto Scepters. Like we weren't doing that already anyways. Um but I do think that that needs to be like addressed because I think you're gonna have a hard time suggesting to me that I should craft a foil when foils cannot roll +1, foils cannot roll spell damage, foils cannot roll cast speed, foils cannot roll critical chance for spells, cannot roll. I believe they can't even roll like the elemental dot modifier suffixes. Like there's a large number of modifiers that like traditional one-handed melee weapons do not get access to. Um, I would like to see them talk. But scepters do get access to, and same with rune daggers. Um, again, it just further amplifies the disparity between a wand and the scepters and daggers. Whole other thing. And as a last little bit about Spellblade, it's like a thing I think keep note of, even with all of the thoughts that we're having. Something to keep in mind is like, for example, a Cosprey's character, Cosprey's Consecrate Ice Nova, for example. Like this could be a good support for that. Should the numbers be good, so keep an eye on that as well. All right, a lot of Spellblade thoughts just in terms of like a little bit of theory, some questions. So I want to make sure it's all out there as we think about these. And our last one, power support, which I'm actually going to show you guys this trailer, not because I think the skill anything is anything remarkable or anything. I just really like the visual effect for it. Like, look at the way that the corpse like evaporates. I think that's really cool. Okay, Devour support who causes killing blows from supported skills to consume corpses to recover life and mana. Okay, couple things of note are that the life recovery is borderline instant. Like when the corpse gets consumed, you heal, but it does not actually consume the corpses quickly. So this leaves me with three questions. I think three questions. I think it was three. One, uh, does the delay on corpse consumption scale with the level or quality of this gem? Two, does this gem provide any damage whatsoever? Doesn't need to be a lot, but I need it to be at least 15 to 24% for me to consider using this over actual supports, even the utility supports out there, right? Inspiration clocks in at, I believe, 25. Efficacy clocks in at 24. Fortify clocks in at 19, if I remember correctly. Like, I need this to provide some sort of damage, and they didn't mention that. And I guess three is less of a question and more of a concern. Why does this not just actually remove corpse from ever existing? Um, like, could this not have just stopped enemies from creating corpse? Why did it have to create the corpse so that the porcupine can still delete me? But this does add like a follow up thought, which is, does Devour support not work with setups that are able to shatter their own corpses? And relatedly, if I were to like create corpses elsewise and use Devour support from there, does that work? Couple various thoughts, but again, I think my feelings on the support very much do hinge on the actually adding any damage, and my general discontent with the fact that it does not it doesn't actually like stop corpses from happening. It gave you so much cooler if it was a soul thief support, like you kill the enemy, it just immediately no corpse, you know. Anyways, quick thoughts on new support so far, pretty cool. Adding to the supports that we've seen, I think that four, like 3 or 4 for expansion for the announcement cycle. Pretty hype stuff so far. At least very interesting. I won't say hype. I'll say interesting. Like things that have potential. Hard to. It's hard to get giddy about it without seeing numbers for it. So maybe Thursday we'll get numbers, but I have a feeling that we'll actually be waiting until Gem Info releases the following week. I mean, we'll cover that here. Right. Anyways, thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching. You guys should come check Twitch on Thursday, especially Thursday. Gonna be talking passionate PLB and League Star plans and all sorts of nonsense related to that jazz. So if you want to come hang out there, you know where to be. The link will be in the description. I'll get fancy with it. Anyways, thank you for watching. Take care. I'll catch y'all in the next.